Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today, playing a Gruul deck in Historic, best of 3. This deck is pretty sweet. It has a little bit of everything. It has ramp, it has land destruction, it has giant, awesome threats. I love it. I'm going to talk briefly about the deck and then jump into a few games. So for mana acceleration, we are playing 4 copies of Llanowar Elves and 2 copies of Gilded Goose. Both of these are going to help us get into our big threats very quickly. Then for removal, 3 copies of Lightning Strike. This can remove a creature. It can also go face to end the game. Also, 4 copies of Bone Crusher does the same thing on a 4/3 body. Why wouldn't we be playing 4 copies of Bone Crusher Giant? It's ridiculous. And then 4 copies of Stone Rain. This on turn 2, when we are on the play with a turn 1 Llanowar Elf, is going to set the opponent back big time, and we can really take advantage of that situation. Then 4 copies of Seasoned Pyromancer, just a really great utility card, helps put bodies on the field, also helps us draw some cards. Great card overall. Couple of copies of Clothis, some graveyard hate, and continual damage throughout the game. Also shouldn't be hard to turn it into a creature because it requires 7 devotion to either red and green, and we should be able to achieve that because we have a lot of double green, double red cards in our deck. 3 copies of everybody's favorite word soup creature, Questing Beast, does everything. And then 3 copies of Glorybringer, because Glorybringer is amazing. It's removal, it's a big threat in the air. Everybody loves this card, right? Then we have a couple of Chandras. We got big Chandra, Awakened Inferno, 3 copies of this, and then 4 copies of Chandra, Torch of Defiance. It's removal, it's ramp, it does damage. Again, all of these cards are amazing. They just do kind of everything. Over in the lands, exactly what you would expect. And then we have a couple of one-ofs, 1 Den of the Bugbear, 1 Lair of the Hydra, and 1 Shatter Skull Smashing. Great utility lands for Gruul. Over in the sideboard, Graveyard Hate, we have a little bit of Spell Hate, more blue deck hate, graveyard hate, and then sweepers, because why wouldn't we want sweepers? So that is the deck. I'm going to jump into a few games and see how it performs. See you over there. All right, time for some, I don't know, what do you want to call this? Gruul above curve cards, I suppose. Gruul big threats. It's not really Gruul land destruction, but yeah, almost. All right, 2 red sources, no green source, but we do have a whole bunch of red cards. The problem is only one of them is playable. I don't think this is keepable, even though I'm kind of becoming known as somebody who keeps sketchy hands. You know what? I think this is actually the hand that I want to be keeping because this is a great little intro to what this deck is going to represent. Pure annoyance for the opponent. On a quick side note, I'm really hoping that yeah, look, the buildings are not disappearing. I actually messed around with my OBS settings a little bit this weekend, and I think I finally figured out the visual bug problem that was going on with my recording. I think I should be able to record successfully on every map now. Fingers crossed. I think it's okay. All right, lead on the Stomping Grounds. Not going to do much until turn 3, obviously, but we are on the play, so that's going to be huge if we can just go Stone Rain, Stone Rain, Stone Rain. Hopefully they don't have a threat here. Burning Tree Emissary would be horrible here. Harmonic Prodigy is not great. That Llanowar Elf would have been real good last turn, but oh well. A land next turn would be pretty cool if I can get out the Llanowar Elf and Stone Rain something. Opponent, okay. Nice. Okay. Hey, the land is huge. The opponent's not going to be happy about this one. Sorry, opponent. If they don't have a land here, I think I'm going to go out Glorybringer, destroy the Prodigy, and yeah, okay. That's what I'm going to be doing. I kind of seal it. A concede is coming very soon. There it is. I'm so sorry, opponent. Alright, so they are definitely on Shaman, which Anger of the Gods seems like a pretty good card against Shamans. However, if they are able to get the Shaman that puts +1/+1 counters on all their stuff, could be in trouble. I also think Grafdigger's Cage is probably going to be pretty good in this matchup. I don't think Chandra Awakened Inferno is going to be too great, mostly because they actually have elementals in their deck, and Chandra's -3 is not going to do very much against that. Take out one of those. Take out a couple of stuff, a couple of things on the big end, I think. And just kind of try to control them with board wipes. Hopefully beat them into submission and win through that. Yeah, look, this deck's been so fun. I've been playing it here and there throughout the week, and I've met a lot of success with it. So I was very, very happy to throw it in a video and see how it performs. Okay, well, this hand looks okay. 2 removal spells on turn 2, or on 2 CMC, and then Anger the Gods, Stone Rain if I do find that 3rd land. So should be in an okay position. Llanowar Elf here is just so great. I might end up just going Stone Rain next turn. That's a pretty good card for them because it's going to give them at least a little bit of a reduction. What do I want to do here? You know what? I think I'm going to take out the Den. Just hope they stumble here. If they have another one of the lands, what, Rockfall Vale, the one that requires 2 lands to come in untapped, that could be pretty great. Harmonic Prodigy. I don't think I really want to let the Harmonic Prodigy live. I could just wipe the board here. Could just Lightning Strike the Prodigy and let them... Yeah, you know what? I think I like that better. Just take that out and then hopefully let them put a few things out. Maybe I should have put out the Gilded Goose since I did miss my 3rd land. Now that I think about it, that 1 point of damage is kind of useless. But if I am planning on wiping... Yeah. Lots of things going through the old noggin right now. This kind of looks like a collected company to me. That's exactly what it's going to be. So not a whole lot I can do about that. So I think just jam the Questing Beast. Go charging in. It's going to trade well no matter what. Even if they do have something to put in front of it. I kind of doubt that they will. Okay. Well, get in for 4. And then, again, fingers crossed they don't have the +1/+1 counters person, because that's going to make this Anger of the Gods real bad. Especially with the Faceless Agent and the Goblin becoming 4/4s. So they're getting a lot of value here. This might be a blowout. One way or another, I think. And they still have 3 mana open. They've only used 2 mana. They find the Rage Forger. That's what I didn't want to see. Alright, so Trouble Abound. If they have another Rage Forger, this game is definitely over. Burning Tree, sure. Okay. You know what? I think it's still... Wow. Shamans are crazy, actually. I have Shamans lined up to play at some point. Maybe Friday, maybe next week. I'm not exactly sure. But, yeah, this deck, when it goes, and it's just on 4 mana. Opponent didn't even use the mana. This is nutty. Alright. Is there any point to continuing? I don't think there is. Of course there isn't. Wow. Well, I think the deck is still where I need it to be. Keep in mind that I destroyed one of their lands as well, and they were able to do that. Just insane what Harmonic Prodigy can do with Burning Tree Emissary. Burning Tree Emissary is a problem. That card is just always troublesome. Alright. This looks fine. Hopefully Bone Crusher turn 2 can kill something. Then Stone Rain, a dual land, for example. Okay. Fine doing this. The one thing about Stone Rain is it's one of those cards that I feel like it's either incredibly good or mediocre. There's not mediocre, very weak or incredibly good. The middle ground for that card doesn't seem to really exist. It either just blows out the opponent or they hit their land drops just fine and are able to play out stuff. Doesn't really do a whole lot. This might be... Oh, wow. Well, see, they managed to find red sources continually. Okay. So start loading up Chandra. If they can't deal with it, and I can get Chandra up to the emblem, that'll be it. And with 2 lightning strikes to protect the Chandra, I might just be able to do that. Okay. Sure. So may as well do this, deal the damage, and then clean the board. Bone Crusher Giant was... Oh, sorry. Bone Crusher Giant there was pretty sweet. Lines up well, and then save the Lightning Strike for the Bone Crusher Giant that might be coming down this turn. Prodigy, sure.
This'll be easy.
I think I will cast this. Yeah. This is pretty sweet. I'm very happy to see Chandra emblem possibly. Not something you see too often. I don't imagine they have. Okay. Gives them a chance to respond here. Okay.
This was a waste of my time. Let's light it up.
5 damage? Sure. Oh, I'm having fun. Okay, collect a company. It's scary. You never know what shamans can do. But that's definitely not going to be good enough. And I guess next turn, we get him. I'm going to have to get him with the Stone Rain because, yeah, just appropriate. Cool. Pretty good hit. Prodigy and BTE. Pretty good. Pretty good. If I let them live one more turn, this game is definitely over. So may as well block with the Bone Crusher Giant and take a pretty sweet win here. Yeah, get rid of you. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Oh. All right. Good start. Couple more. Ooh. All right. Match 2 with the Gruul scary stuff. Gotta hope it works out like it did in that last game. It was just beautiful. You know, that's a great game, just to showcase everything. Shamans got to do their thing in game 2, just completely ran over me. Got to see Stone Rain be absolutely obnoxious, and then got to see the big stuff do the cool big stuff. This hand, a little bit awkward, mostly because Rootbound Crag is my green source. I cannot really get that Llanowar Elf on turn 2. Maybe I'll draw a green source, but right now, Rootbound Crag showing its annoyance. They have the turn 1. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. So, possibly up against just Gruul. Might be a mirror. Shamans again. Shamans back to back. I'm not sure I'm going to get... Cards came out just in the slightly wrong order. I don't think I'm going to get as lucky as I did in the last game against Shamans twice in a row. If you are wondering, look at the Bat Pet. The new pet from pre-ordering Crimson Vow. And since I'm a mark and I buy everything Wizards puts into the game apparently, there's the bat. I like it. Not bad. A little disappointed it didn't come with Avatar. Could have got pretty cool Sorin or something like that. So they must have a Bone Crusher here. Oh. Oh. Ouch. Okay, opponent. That's rude. Kind of feel like this Stone Rain is not good enough, so probably Seasoned Pyromancer, throw away a Colossus and a Stone Rain, and make a couple of bodies. Just kind of hoping to draw land there. Okay, definitely willing to trade here. I wonder if they have a Collected Company and they might hit like a Stone or a Rage Forger. I'm going to block like this, all on this Goblin, because if it is a Rage Forger, I don't really want to blow out. Okay. Game is being a little bit annoying. Do I want to get rid of the Colossus or the big Chandra? Probably the big Chandra, because I'm not going to get to it, but the board wipe would be really nice. Okay. They didn't have... I really put them on a Collected Company there. So next turn, Chandra plus Bone Crusher Giant on the Burning Tree Emissary, possibly. Wow, Struggle City from the opponent. They just throw it at me like that? It's wild. Okay. I could just put out Colossus. I think I'm just going to do that.
Today's my lucky day.
Yeah. And may as well attack in. Really, the opponent's having a hard time over there. That's... Wow. You don't see Shamans flounder like that too often. Okay. So similar plan, I think I'm just going to take out a lot of the big stuff and then try to control the board like I did in the last game. Don't think I need too many questing beasts. All right. This might be a bit of a foolish plan because obviously Anger of the Gods you saw in the last match didn't exactly work the way I had hoped it would. Might be setting myself up for a glorious bit of failure here. 3 and 4 drops. Have the mana but don't have the accelerants. Really nice if I had a Llanowar Elf, obviously. I'm going to keep it. I think this is pretty risky, though. Okay, opponent on a slow start, and the Stone Rain for turn 3 instead of the Colossus. Depending on how well they hit their lands, that might be the play. Okay, Visionary to draw a card. Always good. Well, at least there's a curve, so going to be doing something for the next couple of turns. What do I want to see here? I don't know. I'm actually... They're... Yeah, that's a Shaman, isn't it? Okay. Yeah. I was going to say I was surprised to see that, but I shouldn't be. I think that's a staple in that deck. Let's go on the land destruction plan, I think. Depending on what they do here, maybe the Stone Rain on the forest, try to take them off of green mana. Definitely going to take damage, but I think it's okay. Yeah. And then, you know, the Questing Beast is going to be really good stopping this assault because of its vigilance. Okay. Be really nice to find an Anger of the Gods right now. No attack, no anger. So, I could go Colossus and Seasoned Pyromancer. That's not really that great. I could just go out with Chandra and start loading that up, or I could just exert a Glorybringer. I think that's probably best. Just to get rid of the Harmonic Prodigy, because I know if they do find the green source, it's possible that they could do some crazy stuff. And if they don't have a play here, I have the win with Questing Beast plus Chandra's +1. Okay. Cool. Oh, I didn't even notice that I left them with 2 Ramen Up Ruins. So, yeah, that was going to make it very hard for them to function. Stone Rain showing its nasty, nasty fangs. One more. All right. Third and final match with Gruul Big Stuff. So far, it's going amazingly. You know what? I think this is fine. Sure. Look at that. More buildings that are not fading into existence. So you wouldn't believe how happy I was when I realized that I had fixed that problem. Oh, I made a little bit of a mistake here. I wasn't really looking at the Seasoned Pyromancer requiring 2 red. Got lucky with that Stone Rain. Incredibly lucky with that Stone Rain, in fact. Because that's the ideal thing that you want to be able to do. Okay. So if I do Seasoned Pyromancer, I get rid of the Lightning Strike and the Gilded Goose, probably. I think that's fine. Try to find some giant threats. All right, get in for 1. And it was such a small thing. You wouldn't believe the thing that I had to do to fix the issue, the visual issue, was just checking 1 box. Couldn't believe it. Okay. Let's put out the Seasoned Pyromancer. Draw a couple of cards. Not going to make any elementals, but find a Chandra, which is going to be huge. Yeah, it was something like transparency, allow transparency, something along those lines. Okay, I'm going to save the Questing Beast because I kind of feel like they're gearing up toward like a Languish or Extinction event, something like that.
Yup, you're going down.
So I'd rather just get in for 7 plus the 2 from Chandra. And now if they spend the turn wiping the board, Chandra plus Questing Beast is going to kill them. Never mind. Still, they have a lot of work to do. Languish, called it. What a genius. So they still have lots and lots and lots of problems, though. Maybe I should have +1 the Chandra there just to see what that card was. Maybe it was a Questing Beast. I could have cast it. Yeah. Okay. This deck is just tearing through people. This is crazy. Okay, Cindervine's definitely coming in. Shifting Ceratops. I like it. Sure. What do I want to get rid of? I don't think the Lightning Strikes are going to get me much value. Probably take out 1 Clothis. I like a Glorybringer and Questing Beast because they both have haste. The Chandras are going to be good, especially the can't be countered Chandra. Maybe I just drop a couple Gilded Goose. Yeah, okay. Do that. So that game definitely got lucky with the turn 2 Stone Rain off the top. Otherwise, it might have been a different situation because I did set myself up for failure with 2 green sources when I needed 2 red sources. Got to be a little bit more careful because the deck does require very specific mana. Okay, game 2 against Dimir Control, I suppose, is what the opponent's on. Languish, really good card for the opponent to be holding because a lot of our stuff is 4. Okay, that's a turn 2 Stone Rain. It's a little sketchy, but definitely going to try it. And if I can jank them out, they don't have a black source. They don't have a black source. Okay. Let's get rid of the island. And then I suppose next turn, Questing Beast. Start beating down the face. Soul Guide Lantern, sure. Well. I suppose we'll Stone Rain. We'll be the bad guy. They do get scries though, so maybe they're finding lands, putting them on the top. And it's a black source. Ooh. Lots of good choices for you, opponent. Yeah. So, green source off the top would be really great to give the Shifting Ceratops haste. This game's easy. All right. Bang, bang. They're down to 3 cards. They do have the Maze Mind Tome, which will be gaining them 4 life. Next turns, something to keep in mind. They are putting a lot of cards on top. I got to imagine they're lands, though. Okay. I don't think I want to commit anything else to the board, so I think I'm just going to turn this on X3. And swing in like this. I'm kind of thinking that they're setting up for a Languish. Okay, down to 8. Kind of wondering if this deck wants to actually play more man lands. I do have the 2 damage here. You know what? I think I just load this up. X4. Yeah. I got to imagine they have some removal. They're drawing. Desperation. 2 black sources up. Do we get it? Oh. 3-0. Nice. This deck's just stomping people. Whew. All right. Wrap up. All right. So the Gruul Stompy, big stuff, land destruction deck, whatever you want to call it. It works. It feels great. It just functions properly. I think it's a really good balance of a lot of the elements that make Gruul so strong right now. The threats are insane. A lot of them have haste, which is something that's really, really important these days. Questing Beast, Glorybringer, and the Shifting Ceratops all being able to attack the turn they come down is massive. Chandras, they're just such amazing threats. Even just getting 1 emblem on the opponent can be very good to win a game that's kind of dragging out. It's not something I got to see during my games, but still it is something that is not to be underestimated. Chandra, Tortured Defiance. Again, this card just does everything. I think you always have to be playing it in these kinds of Gruul decks. Stone Rain was, though, the all-star. I was hitting those Stone Rains so many times, and they came out so consistently. Very happy that Stone Rain showed what it can really do when you are finding them on those early turns. However, it's not a great card when you're going into late game. Let's say we got into turn 7, turn 8 of the game. Your opponent has 6 or 7 mana, and you draw this off the top of your deck. It's going to feel real bad because taking out a land is not really going to do too much. Still, if you can get it on turn 2, turn 3, yeah, it just cripples your opponent completely. Overall, I think this is just an amazing deck. It's just playing above curve cards. Of course it's going to perform well, but it is expensive. It has a ton of rares and a ton of mythics in it. Can't imagine how expensive this deck would actually be if I... Whoa, Glorybringer's rare. Let's break it down real quick. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Oh, even this is rare. Plus all your lands. So not budget friendly in the slightest. However, a lot of these cards are very useful in other decks. You see Seasoned Pyromancer being played in a ton of places. Chandra is always going to be a great sideboard card. Colossus comes out in a fair number of decks. I played in Gruul Burn, for example. The ones that are going to be a little bit questionable, things like Stone Rain, Glorybringer, if you don't have them, they're a little iffy to craft, I think. But Gilded Goose, Bone Crusher Giant, you want to craft those. Anyways, I'm just rambling now. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you think about this deck. Is it cheesy? Is it awesome? I don't know. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.